right. Take it away.
Okay. I am actually, Courtney is, I don't want to say mentoring me, but she's kind of leading me through social media because I'm trying to get a better grip on it. I am really bad right now with my consistency of it, in the sense of like having content ready. And so I'm really excited to hear what she says about that and how to do it. I think in my head, I'm going to like try to do things in bulk, but I'm a mom who doesn't get ready 9 times out of 10. So I have to wait for days like today when I worked and then try to do it. But I want to talk a little bit about Facebook, a little bit about how I use my Facebook and Instagram together, a little bit about my stories, VIP page, scrolling and connecting. And then the rest will be Courtney, because this is her jam. She's phenomenal at this. Everything she says is amazing about social media. She's done a ton of not only just finding out herself, but like research. She's really looked into this. So if you don't know, Instagram is the new thing. Okay. If you're not on Instagram, I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it. You have to be. Like, you have to be. If you're not on it, get on it. It's the new thing. People are actually leaving Facebook to go to Instagram. It is where more people sell. It is where more people are getting their engagement. People will see you on Instagram, go look for you on Facebook, and vice versa. So what you can do, your Instagram, I always do it this way. I think you can do it the other way. I just don't know if it's as convenient. Instagram is much more creative. It's a much more user-friendly, creative app. So I always post from Instagram, and you can connect it so everything you post on Instagram connects directly to Facebook. It works that way for posts, for reels, for videos, for stories. So I think it's a lot more creative. I think it's a lot easier to post. It's a lot easier to have those. So everything that you see, almost everything I should say, that you see on my Facebook comes from Instagram. The thing is, I keep my Instagram very family oriented, very, I'm going to actually show you guys my Instagram, because I want you guys to kind of see like what my squares look like. I don't know what it's called, my feed or whatever. And then show you what my Facebook looks like as well. So, Facebook is what I know best. I share a little bit more on Facebook because, like I said, Instagram is really where I'm just trying to get followers. It's where I'm really focusing on getting new people. Facebook is where people follow me that know me really well. I also, and Courtney might touch on this, I don't know if she's listening right now. Are you going to be going over like what it means to be a creator page?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna go over like content and creator. Sorry, I'm eating shrimp because I haven't eaten since like 1 and I'm like getting dizzy, so I'm like needing something.
Eat. I just want to make sure. I don't know a whole lot about that, but if you guys go look at me, you can either add me as a friend or follow me. I'm a creator page on both. So that's where it's at. So I'm going to share my screen with you because I'm very visual. I don't know if anybody else is, but this is my Instagram. Okay, we're going to look at my Okay, so here's my Instagram. You can see I downloaded this fun app that gives me all these different fonts. I put a couple things about me, like your local fragrance expert. It's a personal blog, real life mom life, encouraging financial freedom. Jesus is my rock, 9 to 5 dropout. And then you're going to go to my posts and you'll see they all follow a very similar pattern. They have very similar lighting. They're full of my family. Even the ones that like have Scentsy, I'm, being honest, it's real life stuff, no highlight reel over here. I talked about some struggles we were having that day, but then like encouraged at the end. And so you really want to focus on who are you looking for, right? And Courtney's going to go so much more in depth about this, but who do you want to follow you? I want moms to follow me. I want people who I can relate to follow me. I want people who are excited about things. I am trying to get people to be interacting with me that we relate to the same things. So you can see I'm doing reels. I was sharing like orders. I have my daughter left and right. And then you go to my Facebook. I don't have, right? So you look at this. What's one thing I don't have? I don't have a bunch of salesy stuff. Even the things that show Scentsy, this was talking about what I was grateful for in 2023. It's just showing washer whiffs and my wax bars. but it says nothing about buying from me. Okay. But you go to my Facebook, and this is where I do share a little bit more stuff about sales. Why? Because this has a little bit more of that personal side of me on it, of like my family is on here, people that know me really well, but I share most of my stuff on my VIP page. So as you scroll through this, you're going to see things like this. A little wax friend told me, there might be a product truce. I'm not sharing salesy stuff on my Instagram, but I did share this on my Facebook. I probably could have shared this on my Instagram, but it was talking about how I'm, close to my cruise. It has like different things I'm sharing, go vote. So when you're scrolling, it's very important to see, for people to know that you sell Scentsy, and you don't even have to ask them to spend money with you. That's the big thing. So this is a picture I took the other day talking about how close I am to the cruise. A ton of people are doing it. A ton of people are having success with this. I need to do an update tomorrow, especially with the flash sale coming. But you can just kind of see it's set. My Facebook does share some different stuff that I don't normally share, like on my Instagram. Again, here's a special that I'm doing with the air purifier. I have somebody that shared, a Scentsy buddy. I have people tagging me and stuff. So this is a much more personal way to connect with people. But the thing is, my VIP page is where you're seeing a lot more interaction from me, a lot more personal specials, a lot more sales. They're getting they're getting to see firsthand, like, things I'm doing. Like I might go live and unbox something, or I might go live as I'm like redecorating, or I might post a picture of putting all my warmers away and flipping them out, or my club, or I might be sharing, please don't, okay, thank you. What's some other stuff I post in there? I give them the first glance at anything releasing. I give them different, sometimes I do giveaways. So like during Christmas, I did 12 days of scent miss. So I did like 12 days of giveaways, that kind of stuff, which that's made me remember I haven't done that yet. So I need to do that. So just get fun with your VIPs. I post interactive stuff. I'll go on Pinterest and I'll search like interactive posts for Facebook, and it'll be like, what's your favorite food, or what's a movie that you could watch 1,000 times, or, different like interactive emoji things. And I'll post something like that once or twice a week. And that always gets a lot more interaction than my Scentsy posts. But what that does is it gets me that chance to interact with people that maybe aren't interacting with me any other way. And it's also letting me see like who's seeing stuff on this page, who's seeing things on here that maybe they're just being silent. Maybe I'm just not posting something they like. A couple times a year, I'll post a poll. Also, this has really helped for you guys that maybe have one that you feel like it's kind of like blah. The polls I will post and be like, what do you want to see more of? Do you want to see more of this? Do you want to see more of that? What is something you want me to do differently? What is something you want me to do better? What is something you appreciate? And I'll do like polls with different context, like that every maybe once or twice a year. I don't do it very often. But I think that that's a really good place, especially for those of you that do have a VIP page. I actually need to do it. I need to ask my people this week what they want to see more of now in 2023. There's going to be a lot of changes with the spring catalog, I have a feeling. So just be prepared for whatever happens. You know how to keep your customers engaged. So for me, that means, what kind of products do you want to see more of? Do you want to see me go live more? You want to see more reels? Do you want to see more posts? Do you want to see more cleaning products versus warmers? What do you want me to be posting? And so the VIP page gives you that connection, that personal connection, and you can see who's engaged, who's interested, what have they commented. If somebody likes a picture, I'll tag them in a comment and I'll tag their name and be like, totally calling your name, or let me know if you need some, or something like that. Or I do a lot of like mystery bundles. That's where I post my scent crate that I do. My scent crate's been pretty responsive except for this month. So people have been kind of interested, and then it kind of like lulled out, but I'm going to keep doing it. The Dollar Tree right now, has a ton of stuff that's really good for scent crates and Scentsy Club mail. So, yeah, you can show this on YouTube. Yeah. So I went to the Dollar Tree and this is, I think, gonna be for my club people. I literally just grabbed stuff that I liked. And they had these cute little like heart things that are literally just little decorative things. So I grabbed some of those, but don't be expensive. But what I do there's a point to this. I take all of this out and I set it all out nice and cute. And I take a picture of it in my VIP page and I go, wonder what this could be for. Or, oh, look, the Dollar Tree had a bunch of goodies. Scentsy Clubbers that had orders come out this month. Keep an eye out or something like that to get them really interested. Like, I think all this stuff in the end was like $9 or $10 or whatever, because it's the $1.25 tree now. But they even have, I've never seen them have it before, but it's like they have decorative mesh right now. So another thing that you guys can be doing is taking for your social media, like take that decorative mesh, lay it out and use it as like a backdrop for warmers, for things that you're doing, and just make a cute little backdrop to lay your stuff on and use that on your social media. I know, also Courtney's probably gonna touch on this, but like the bulk stuff, I know Holly the other day, she went through and took a bunch of pictures, she took a bunch of videos, she did a bunch of reels, a bunch of prep. So now that she has all that bulk, she can go through the week and she can think about what is she going to post and put them together. So that's my VIP page. These posts where I share like random stuff that I'm buying, like, oh, can't wait for you guys to get this. I wonder what it's going to be for. I have people commenting being like Scentsy Club mail or mail outs, or they'll be like, oh, scent crate, and they really like that interaction. So don't feel like you have to keep it just Scentsy. I'll even post like life stuff in it. So sometimes I even cross post. I'll post it on my VIP, but then I post it on my Facebook too. So if you have any other questions about the VIP page, if you don't have one, I highly recommend you make one. I used to have a business page and a VIP page. I did not like having a business page, so I have just stuck with a VIP page. I keep it private. I do not have any Scentsy consultants on it. I keep it strictly myself and customers. Just make sure you guys are very careful about staying within compliance, even with personal specials, sharing it within a private group. You still cannot post the prices. You still cannot post like if you're giving stuff away, what it is, things like that. So just be careful that you're still staying within compliance. Scrolling and connecting. Okay. How many of us are super guilty of just being bored and scrolling TikTok or scrolling Reels or scrolling Facebook and not interacting? Because I know I am. I've always been that person where I'm watching, but I'm not really saying a whole lot. I'm trying to change that because there's algorithms to social media. Okay. Algorithms are so important. I think they're ridiculous. I think they're utterly ridiculous, but they are a real thing that you have to be aware of. The more interaction that you have to people's posts, to people's pictures, to things that they are sharing, the more they're going to see your content. Okay. So if I'm friends with Sally down the road, but I'm and I'm trying to connect with her, but I'm not commenting on anything. I'm not liking any of her stuff. I'm not going to be on her page as much. So make sure that you're going through and you're scrolling and interacting, right? So I often I'm that person that like I think in my head, I'm like, oh man, I'm praying for them. That's so sad. That stinks. Or that's so exciting. Or, oh my goodness, their kids are so cute. Or Harper does that. Whatever pops in my head, I think it, but I don't say it to them. Comment it or go a step further and message them about it. Message them and start that conversation. Message them, be like, oh my gosh, I saw your post about the kids. My kid does the same exact thing. That is hilarious. Whatever, and see what they say. And it might open up a conversation of like, oh my goodness, that's so funny that they do it too. I thought they were the only ones. I did that a couple of times. Harper groans in her sleep. She literally to put herself to sleep goes, and like, I've posted it before and I had a ton of people like, my kid did that. My kid did that. My kid did that. And it opened up a ton of conversations. So instead of just scrolling, right, you're not going to build your your empire or your business by just scrolling and being a bystander on social media. Kristen Boss says it all the time. Do not advertise monetizing your scroll. Okay, because your scrolling is not earning you money. Your scrolling is not earning you money. What you need to be doing is connecting and networking. And that's by commenting. That's by messaging. That's by sharing. That's by connecting with whoever it is that you're trying to connect with. And she also said something else that really stuck out to me about social media. Your immediate friends and family are not, I might have said this in the last one, they are not your target audience. Your friends and family are not your target audience. And this is what she said. She said, I just wrote my book and published it. What kind of person would I be if I expected every single person I know and I talk to go buy my book? My book doesn't apply to all those people. She goes, so why would I expect them to buy my book? Just like, why would we expect them to buy our product? Our target audience is the people who can relate to us. They're not buying your product. They're not buying your product. They're buying you, right? That's the thing you got to remember is they can choose from any consultant. Why should they choose you? Social media is a great way to help them build that trust in you. Same with your stories. Courtney's going to cover all of that. But think about like, what can I post that's me? Right now I'm posting a ton about Harper, about our house, about our animals, about like I've had a ton of people, I'm posting my to-do lists, and I've had so many people message me and be like, thanks for posting your to-do list. It's making me want to make mine. And I'm like, sure, I'm doing it to keep myself accountable, because if I put on social media all the things that I want to do and I don't accomplish that, I feel like right? So do things that people are going to relate to. I'm a busy mom. I might not have multiple kids, but I have multiple sources. I have multiple jobs. I have a husband that's working multiple jobs. I have a house to keep up. I have errands. I have all these things to do. And so my target audience is people like me, and your target audience should be people like you. Your friends and family can open doors, but that they aren't necessarily your target audience. And I think that all of us get stuck in that, because like, I know a lot of the times I get hurt because none of my parents, I have a stepmom, my dad, my mom, none of them buy Scentsy. My mom's joined Scentsy like 3 times, but she's never really like done it. And so I used to get so upset about it. Like, man, like they should be my biggest supporters. But then I'm like, no, they shouldn't. They're not going to build my business. They would just be supporting me to be kind. I need people that are supporting me because they believe in me, they believe in the product, and they're going to eventually be on my team or be a hostess, not people that are just buying because they pity me for not having orders or something. So as you're scrolling, be connecting, reach out. I hate reaching out to people. I hate it. But I'm in a networking business, and I'm actually pretty good at connecting with people, surprisingly. And a lot of the times they just really appreciate, like, even if they're having a hard time, like, hey, I see you. I've been there, or I haven't been there, but I'm praying for you, or I haven't been there and I don't really understand, but I'm here if you need to talk, or whatever it is that they're looking for, whether that's friends or support, or I don't know, maybe they just need to hang out and get coffee. But I think in 23, we all need to work on it. I need to work on it. I'm talking to myself here. I know Courtney, as great as she is on social media, she's like, I need to do the same thing. I need to be connecting. I know so many of us are in a place where it's like, I think COVID really changed us in that. We're like, we all sat back at home for so long that we kind of like just scroll, because that was life for 2 years. It's time for us to start connecting again. Ask people to go to coffee, ask people to do whatever. And that is it for me. How many times a day do I post? I try to post at least once a day. I do not post on the weekends unless it's something like really big. But I try to post once a day. My goal is 1 Scentsy post a day, 1 interactive post a day. I don't always do that, but that's fine. At least I can get 1 post a day in about something. And the other day I had no idea what to post. So I literally just took a picture of Scentsy Fresh, and I went, oh, I love Scentsy Fresh. Like, it's my favorite product we have. Who hasn't used it before? Show hands. And that was like my post. And people were like, I haven't used it, or I've used it and I really liked it. And it just gave me an idea of like who might have been interested, who does use it, did they like it? And just kind of, I literally made it up on the spot because I didn't know what to post. So be sharing though right now. The other thing I'm going to tell you for your VIPs, for your stories, for whatever, when we have specials, do not overwhelm your people. Pick and choose what specials and when you're showing. So, I know that we have the zebra right now that just released today. I didn't really go bonkers sharing it. I know I didn't have a ton of people that would be interested. I didn't know we were having a flash sale. I was actually going to share the zebra today or tomorrow a little bit more. But now that I found out we're having a flash sale, I'm only sharing flash sale stuff. I'm going to share standard Scentsy, like if I'm changing my wax or if I'm doing something with that. But my big marketing until Thursday is going to be the sale. I'm going to send an email. I'm going to send a customer text. It's on my stories already. It's on my VIP page already. Pick and choose what you're sharing. If we get multiple things released, look at the dates of what they're releasing at. If one's not releasing until the week prior or something like that to a big release, don't share all of them at one time. Pick the ones that you're going to have the most people interested in and go like ease into it. So if we had, say they announced today that we had a flash sale and then, I don't know, another Valentine's Day bundle or something. I would 100% be sharing the flash sale until Thursday. And then I would be sharing all of my orders on Thursday all day long, sharing my orders all day long, thanking people, posting them on my stories, sharing what they're buying. And then Friday, I would do a big like thank you to everybody that supported me. And then I would go right into the Valentine's Day. Then I would be like, oh, check it out. Scentsy's awesome. We just had a flash sale. Now look, now we have more Valentine's Day. Or if I do a personal special, I'm not going to do a personal special this week because we have a flash sale. I'm going to do a personal special next week when we don't have something big. So don't overwhelm your people and post 5 things on one day in your VIP page about all these specials. Post one thing, the next day post the next day post the next, or focus on one thing for a couple days and then go into the new one. So that's something I've learned the hard way. But other than that, I'm done.
Well, touching base on that too with like the VIP page. So I don't know, most of y'all know who Tori is. So Tori's under me, right? And she like killed it with the VIP. Like all my VIP knowledge comes from Tori, but she's I don't know if y'all don't know her. She's the director in our group. Actually, she's a star director in our group that she makes like 10, 14K a month, like in sales. Like it's insane. Like, it's unheard of kind of thing. And it literally falls from her VIP page because I was in her VIP page when she started. Like we did a party for her. I flipped it for her and she just took off. And I will say, but you can't compare though, because I used to compare a lot, like, oh my God, like my sales aren't like hers. And like, I can't post like her. I can't do enough like her. And the truth is that everyone has their own thing. Like, she doesn't post on Instagram a lot and I do because I love Instagram. I'm comfortable there, whatever. And she likes her VIP page and she'll post on her VIP page 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day, every single day and on the weekends. I cannot do that. I tried to keep up. I tried to tell myself I'll do that, but I personally cannot do 9 posts a day. I don't think she does it anymore, but still. But that's why she was doing so many giveaways for her customers, like just like comment your picture from this weekend. Like, what did you do? And I'll throw in a scent circle to a winner randomly. And like, it just kept going from there. So one thing is don't compare yourself. I don't think there's any right amount to post on your VIP page, me personally, from failure and trial and all that. I do think that consistency is important. So for me, I fell off the wagon in my VIP page the last 6 weeks. Like, once December hit, it was hard to keep up with anything. I had my surgery and all these things going on, and it just Christmas and it just didn't work. And now I'm back in my VIP page trying to like pump it up. And like, I did a giveaway today. I was just like, how was your weekend? Show a picture or tell me what you did or whatever and tag a friend. And I have 3 people out of 350 that have commented on that post, like 3 people, literally. So it's not because they don't want to, it's because I'm not being consistent. All of a sudden I'm back in the game and they know it. So it's my fault too. So you have to keep keep up with your VIP page, whether you schedule like Monday coffee sessions. And I'm talking more VIP too, because I know not everyone here wants to be on Instagram 24/7, but in your Facebook, I'm actually sitting down this week and I'm going to put together like what I want to do in my VIP. Like, I've been getting up with Ryan in the morning, so I might do like 7 a.m. coffee chats where even if one person is on, I'm just talking about what's happening this week with Scentsy and my life and my kids and like just connecting, because people can watch it later. And I can't do that until next month because I'm still flipping blocked on live. So never mind. I can't do it till next month anyways, but I can put a plan together now until I'm unblocked and move forward with that. And then like, some people were like doing tip Tuesdays. So go on Google, go on these Facebook flyer pages, Scentsy flyer pages, and find tips. And then you sit down and you schedule out your posts for every single Tuesday. You have, maybe you gathered up 6 images for tips, right? Whether it's like how to do your dryer disc or a room spray on a scent circle to revive it, whatever it is. Take those images and just real quick, while you go to the bathroom, go pee real quick. And I always say the bathroom because that's my break, but like go pee real quick and literally just schedule them for the next 6 Tuesdays. And there you go. You don't have to think about any other Tuesday. And even if you miss Monday, at least you have Tuesday. So if you have a hectic week, they're scheduled, they're done. Wednesday, wax it in Wednesday. So, no wax stuff. So you only do room sprays, scent circles, car bars. You do any of those things on Wednesday. So tip Tuesday, wax it Wednesday. I don't really know for Thursday, Thrifty Thursday, fun thing. I don't really know, but
the other thing I'll say is I schedule my posts every Sunday.
there you go.
So I will go in on Sunday and I'll just like when we're watching TV or something, I'll just do a couple, schedule something, at least one a day. And then if I come up with another idea or something releases or I decide to do a special, then I will like go in and schedule that too. A good thing that you can do is like freebie Friday. So sometimes I'll do like the first 3 people that comment or share a picture from the weekend get entered or get something sent to them. And freebie Friday, like it'll be a different kind of sample. Do that twice a month. Or wax change Wednesday. Maybe you change your wax on Wednesdays. Thursday thoughts. Holly does Thursday thoughts. Love that. Feel good Friday. Love it. Yeah, Holly's doing like she's got a whole content thing planned, guys. So she should post that later.
That's
in
awesome.
the group.
Yeah, that'd be great, Holly, if you could share it with us on like the actual main page.
She's been sharing that with me and it's really cool. So don't make it a big thing. It shouldn't take a long time. And you shouldn't have to keep thinking about it. My thing is if I have at least one post a day, I've posted and like they'll see it and we can move forward.
And go back and engage. That's what I have to work on. I'm good at posting, but I am not good at going back and engaging. That's where I lack. And that's where your customers see it. And I can call myself out on that. And I'm like, man, well, so-and-so doesn't comment anymore. It's probably because like they just told me about their weekend and I didn't respond back to them. And that's my fault. It's something that I have to reflect on myself on how to change in my business to move forward. So there's one thing. Now that's Facebook. I don't know how many of y'all in here use Instagram. No, you're good. Yeah, Holly, share it with the group page if you don't mind, like what you're doing, maybe even like screenshots of like what you post for those days and just give ideas to the group at the main feed. That would be pretty cool. But going into Instagram, okay, so this is something I'm not gonna like super dive deep into like influencing and all that stuff because that's not everyone's jam, and I totally understand that. I am going a different direction with myself, my personal life. I've always loved sharing ever since I got uncomfortable with Scentsy and I started showing my face and all the things. I fell in love with Instagram and just sharing. I'm an open person and sharing my life, but mostly I have always wanted to be an influencer. That's always what I've wanted to do. And I just never really like took the initiative to sit down. I just thought like same thing when I started Scentsy and why I failed Scentsy, because I was like, oh, I'm just going to start doing it and then I'll take off and I'll go viral and I'll be popular and all these things and I'll get money. And no. It's actually hard work. Like it's actually, oh, it's the cats. I'm like, what is that noise on my door? They're freaking playing. Sorry. And so going into Instagram or anything that you want to, you can do this on Facebook now because they have reels. You can do this on Instagram. You can do it on TikTok. I'm not a big TikToker. I'm not a big Facebook person. I like Instagram. That's what I am. But I really dove deep. So I haven't talked about this at all because I wanted to give myself a good like 4 months of like consistency and telling myself I can do this. I want to see the results of it. and like what happened. And so about almost 4 months ago, I dove deep into reels, and we did a reel challenge with Rachel, like our SSD. We did a reel challenge with her like 2 years, like probably at least 2 years ago, where she had a calendar printed out and she challenged a group of us to post one reel every single day for a month, and it was like 30 days of reels, and to see how your engagement was. It like helped you be creative, it helped you meet new people, all the things. And that's when I started getting into reels a little bit more, and that's when actually things started taking off, because and other people too, they were posting like kind of like I told you guys the other week. It was like find 2 products and post about them. Hold on, find Ryan. I can't think with all the noise. My brain, my ADHD brain, y'all. My Adderall's worn off. So finding 2 products to post them on your stories twice a week. If you are not comfortable with social media and you're not comfortable talking about stuff, that's fine. Then I would still pick 2 products. I'm curious if anyone here has done that, picking 2 products and posting them in your stories or your VIP page every single day for 2 weeks. Okay. So whether that's every single day in your VIP page at 8 a.m., you spray, or you post a picture or a boomerang or whatever of you spraying your bed or what scent you use that day, whatever it is, you post it every single day and watch how your sales go up. So for me with Instagram, I did that. That is literally how I grew my team. When I took off with director and I jumped back into Scentsy, I literally started posting nonstop on my Instagram, like literally got into my stories, showing my face, just talking. I mean, I look back at my videos now and I'm cringing like, oh my God, that's so bad. But I was being honest. I got to the point where I didn't have to get ready. Like I almost told myself that I had to shower this morning. I was like, man, I need a shower. So my hair is down. I look prettier and I'm put together. And I was like, you know what? I don't really give a crap. And I did 3 reels today. I don't give a crap. Like you get so much more comfortable in yourself, and that's where people connect with you. They want to see real, they want to see raw, they want to see you without makeup on, not looking pretty, like, going on your Instagram and saying like, I had a hard day with the kids, I'm so tired, I look like crap, and you're full of makeup and you're pretty. They're going to be like, okay, really? But like, are you? I go on there and I got freaking like stains on my boobs and like all kinds of stuff, like, grease stain. I have a grease stain right here. I think my boob right here. Like all these things, I don't even care. Like, I don't care. And I think that's also a personal thing. Like, start with smaller product. Yeah. So I would start with smaller product. Well, no, whatever you want. Honestly, I would pick your favorites, not even just small.
That was in relation to Holly's comment about she did it several months ago, but didn't have any sales. I don't know what she did, but I don't know if it was like 2 high dollar items or what. Oh, well then I don't know that. Do it again.
Yeah, do it again. And again, it just depends. So like, this is the thing with social media. Everybody wants instant gratification. And the thing is, even 2 weeks may not be enough. People may see you and say, I've been posting my diffuser almost every single day, and I always have, but every day I've been posting my diffuser almost, oh my God, for like 2 months now, and I haven't had one single sale on it. It's fine. Maybe it's not that person's thing at the time, but I do have people that come back and they'll be like, hey, I've been watching you change your wax for 2 years now. I want to buy something. You never know when someone's watching you and coming back to you. For instance, okay, I'm not going to let I say this. I stopped sharing Scentsy on my main profile. This is me. And this is what you want to do. And this is where I'm giving you a different perspective from what the normal is. Normal would be you going on Instagram or Facebook and you're seeing all of these Scentsy consultants, Wendy Heath Newgas, Chelsea Otto, everyone in general, posting Scentsy images all the time. Like literally every single profile grid is like full of Scentsy. I found myself unfollowing so many people because I was so sick of seeing. I mean, I love Scentsy. I love my friends that sell Mary Kay, Saint makeup or whatever. I love that and I'm there for it. But I don't want my feed filled with sales. I don't want my feed filled with sales. That's just the truth. I want to see more relatable stuff. I want to see kids. I want to see moms. I want to see anything else, but I don't want to see, like, literally there was to a point like 4 months ago when I was scrolling my Instagram and it was like Scentsy, Young Living, Saint makeup, Mary Kay. And I was just like, all right, I get that everyone does network marketing, but like, what are you doing today? Like, this is what it's for. What are you doing today? Who are you? I want to know who you are. I don't want to know what you sell. I want to know who you are. And that's when I started digging into like Instagram and like reels more and like just marketing in general, because I feel like when you go on these profiles and stuff and you see, and I say influencers because these women and men, they make really good money because they poured themselves into network marketing and then they added their business to it. So they poured themselves into the network and then they were like, oh, well, I also sell Young Living. I also sell Saint Makeup. And I say those two because those are the two products, the two companies that I see the most of. Like I have not one time seen an influencer sell Scentsy, which is why I am trying to take over the not norm. I am trying to do a different route with Scentsy. Even with our team, I feel like if I can keep doing what I'm doing and I bring on people who are also trying to influence and trying to like, do reels, then maybe we can merge teams into actually network marketing past just Facebook and texting. I'm not saying it's wrong. And I'm not saying obviously it's not for everybody, but I mean, I just feel like if we can get Scentsy out there more in different ways, I mean, your business will be better. So for me, 4 months ago, I did I pulled my numbers up. 4 months ago, I started doing reels and I made a commitment to do one reel every single day, at least 5 days a week. So Saturdays and Sundays, I don't do reels really. Sometimes it's rare. Other than that, I will post one reel no matter what it is every single day for 5 days in a row. And I did that for 3.5 months and I got 595 new followers. Okay. That's 4 months. So 4 months of me posting a reel, which mind you, it took me like 30 seconds. I literally just made a reel 5 minutes before I hopped on here, like literally just made a reel. And I mean, I could crank out like 4 reels in like 10 minutes if I have all the content together or whatever. And you could do Scentsy reels. Like I just did a behind the scenes. Let me screen share. I'm gonna show y'all. How do I always do this. View, start share. So share. All right. So this is my Instagram. Okay. So on here, you can see like I started out under 2,000 followers already. And this is already like for me gaining like a lot of Scentsy. And that's the thing too, is you can see like there are a few Scentsy girls that are higher up that have a higher, maybe like around like 6,000 or 7,000 followers, which is really good. But most of their followers are Scentsy consultants from the Scentsy community. So you're not selling to anybody. You're literally just showing the same product to already consultants. You need to meet new people. And I love that I love the creation, but I have to mute a lot of accounts because I just don't want to see it. Like I'm proud of them for posting, but I didn't choose to get on Instagram to stare at products all day long. I want to see funny reels and moms living the same life as me. So my whole thing, I've done a lot of research and like I'm in these influencing groups that I've like read a lot on. So one of your main things when you start, and a lot of people have started from like less than 200 followers. Okay. So don't let a number justify anything that you share. You share what you want to share to your profile and you will meet your community. Okay. So for instance, like this, I kept it like I keep it real and raw. I cuss a lot in my reels. And I am going to be transforming my account into a VSG, like a wellness account, because I am getting a gastric sleeve next month and I will be posting. I will not be sharing. I don't share actually all my posts. I don't share anything Scentsy related at all. Everything has to just do with funny stuff, funny reels. I recreate reels, like literally just take the audio and do the same exact thing and post it my own way. Like you can get so creative. But I'm going to be transforming my account into a wellness account. So I'm going to be bringing in a whole new community with one niche, which is going to be kind of a little bit of a mix of like funny mom life, but it's mostly going to be wellness. So it's going to be lots of before and afters, transitions, massive weight loss, all these things. And I actually was talking to a girl a few weeks ago where her account started at like 300 followers and she's in 6 months over 40,000 followers from just sharing her gastric sleeve journey. I have moms on here. I have like I found after a couple months, I found a whole mom chat. So we have like a big mom chat right here with like 25 of us. So whenever we post stuff, we engage with each other, we talk to each other, all the things. So I didn't find that until months after, but you find like, for instance, if you go to Instagram, you're like, well, I want to start seeing, like for me, I want to start seeing more gastric sleeve, right? So I'll hashtag VSG. That's vertical sleeve, right? I'm just showing you guys like examples of how to find, or like looking at things that you want to see more of. If you want to see funny moms, if you want to see gardening, you want to see, I don't even know, anything, you just hashtag it and you search it. So for me, if I hashtag Easton, if I hashtag VSG and I click on it, you're going to see lots of this. So this is where I go to get my ideas for my content in the future, and I'll write this down. Right. And this is how I find people. And what I do is, instead of just looking at people and before I'll comment on them, I'll go and be like, wow, girl, you look amazing. Or like, man, that looks delicious. I want to try it. So same thing with you. You could hashtag, like for me, when I started off, funny mom. And I would go here and I would just look for like reels and posts of like funny moms, which this, you might have to do something different because it looks like memes, but there's lots, that's probably a reel of like shaving down there during pregnancy. But anyways, lots of funny stuff, right? And this is what I loved. And that's what my profile is based on. So I'll hashtag that and I'll connect with new people. Now, all of that to say, let me go back. All of that to say, it may not be your thing, and it's fine if it's not your thing. It took me over a year to find my niche. I kept posting like just anything that I wanted. And like Kylie said, there's algorithms out there. So they want you to dial in on a niche, and a niche is something that you are passionate about, that you love. So if it's sewing, if it's knitting, if it's coloring, painting, if it's crafting, whatever it is, like I just did a video today of me cooking, a sushi bowl, like something that's healthier, whatever. So it's totally up to you. But I encourage you guys to like try to go outside of your norm. Like this is one. So this is what I want to do. And this is what I want you guys to see. You do this, right? So I have 600 new followers every 4 months. Okay. Times that by a year and a half. That's almost 1,200 new people that I am opening up my page and my business to. And the more that I post, the more people see me, the more that the people that already follow me see me, and potentially new people from my hashtags, right? Maybe a video going viral. One of my videos hit 1 million views and I got like, I don't even know, probably 100 of those people from that video alone, right? Some of my videos, I think my last 3 have like 500 views. Some of them get 20,000. It just depends on what's rolling at the time. But my thought is I grow my Instagram, whatever niche I want to do. I'm not sharing Scentsy because people get deterred from the salesy stuff, right? So I just keep sharing, but I sell Scentsy in my stories. So if you go to my stories right now, I have posted nonstop Scentsy today. All of my thank you mails that I've done, all of my sampling, my parties, who wants to party with me. And that's my goal. My goal is the people that love watching me and want to know more personally about my life. Your stories are like a flip book of your life. So if somebody wants to know, like, what is Kylie doing today? They're going to go to her. I'm going to go to her Instagram and I'm going to go in her stories and I'm going to see her day in the life. Like, what is she doing today? For breakfast, I had this. I mean, whatever you want to post, you don't have to do anything, but I share everything. I share what I'm eating. I'll share when I make a good coffee. Like, I just like to content create. That's just me. I share Scentsy. I spray my bed every morning. I'll share how I fill my diffuser up. I shared a boomerang today of my diffuser and said it was on sale, put the link in there, all of those things. Okay. And that's what leads to sales. Now, what I finally did, I didn't want to like bombard people. I did a reel of me. Let me show you. And there's an app. I'm going to share the apps that I do use if you guys are interested, but I use InstaShot. It's my favorite app ever for like speeding up, slowing down, cropping. Super easy to learn. Let me screen share one more time. Start share screen. So I did a reel 2 days ago and I went live on my Instagram. Okay. So this is, wait, where's that? This is my live right here. 178 views, right? Some of them do great, some don't. And then this is a reel. So in my live, I talked about everything to do with Scentsy. The opportunity, what I do, sampling, who wants to have a party with me, all the things, how I'm doing a special for those that party with me. That's what, how do I exit out of this? That's what I did for there. And then here I simply just put my phone up and just did a time lapse of me and Easton doing samples together. And I have like little music in the background, which is really easy to do with reels. This is all, look how bad I look. Literally look how bad I look. Y'all. My hair is up. I look like a freaking whale. I look like a boy. Look at me. I look crazy. I have like half my hair on one side. And then I just shot a video of Easton helping me out with the family business, which is Scentsy. And this alone over my live got way more, no, I'm on, go, got way more interaction and whatnot. So I had the group of girls that I'm in right now. I had a bunch of people message me on Instagram. So I have 7 parties open right now, 7. I had 0. I couldn't get anyone to party. And because of this and the live that I did, and because I've been growing my account for 4 months, I had 7 parties, 7 new people. And one of the girls is from my mom group, and she got 25, the other 24 moms in our group, because I sent her the little, like, my little saying for, like, hey, I'm doing a Scent social, a messenger, I'd love for you to join. She sent it to the mom group, and now I have 25 of the moms that I talked to, which some of these girls right here are in my messenger on Facebook now, and potentially new customers. A lot of them do their own, like, a lot of them do makeup, but so they won't join, but at least I'll have new customers for something that smells good. It's not makeup, so I'll be able to buy Scentsy. So that right there opens a door for 24 possible new parties based off of Jackie's party, because this is the girl that's doing a party for me right now. All because I did these 2 things. So this is what I'm talking about with the reach. So my hopes, and I was telling my husband this, my hopes is that if I can keep pushing our team, keep pushing me and other people towards using social media, you don't have to do reels and all that, but whatever, doing stories, getting on and talking about it, whatever it is, and commenting, like literally commenting. If you go to someone's profile, like I'll go to Jackie's because I follow her. She does Lime Life, I think. She said she used to do another candle business, and now she does Lime Life. But if you go up here where it says following and you click it, you can add her. I can add to favorites. So I'll add her to my favorites. I thought she was. I'll add her to my favorites. And then what I do is when I go to my home page right here, I can literally go, oh, I don't know if it'll let me on here. Hold on. Let's see. Dang it, it won't let me. Oh, right here, maybe. No. So usually on your phone, right here on Instagram, if you click it, it'll have a drop down menu where it says favorites, and I can click favorites and I will see all of my niches. So I'll see all of my moms on here, all of my favorite influencers, whatever, my favorite, organizers that like love to organize things. And what I do before I post anything, or even like when I'm going to the bathroom, I'm sitting in bed before I go to sleep, I will click on favorites and I will scroll through and I'll comment on at least 5 people's posts. That's communication. That's you're engaging, you're telling Instagram, Facebook, whatever that you're engaging, they're saying your name. And what happens is, like, just like this is the girl that had the VSG that went up to like 40,000. So you go in, and then I love watching her stories. So I'll go in her stories. It's like another mom influencer here. I love her. She has like 80,000 people. And what happens is they will literally post and it'll automatically pop up. Like, so she has 41,000 people in 6 months, literally from just posting before and afters, being raw and vulnerable. This is the stuff that I'm talking about. And it's very easy to do stuff like this the more you do it. So that's my hope. So if you ever were like me, I was stuck. I was stuck a few months ago. I was stuck actually 7 months ago, and I still am, with no one wants to party. Nobody wants to do anything. Nobody is buying from me. I can't get new customers because I recruited 18 people last year. And then after those 3 months of recruits, it's like all my customers went down. Like all of my customers joined and now they do nothing. And I literally am having the hardest time getting customers. So, and I kept asking, how do you get new customers? And everyone's response is, well, you got to party. And as much as I feel like that's true, I also feel like if we taught our teams how to utilize social media more in network marketing, I feel like it might be a little bit easier to get customers. And that's my hopes. My hopes is that I can be like these other people who have, even like 10,000 followers, and they go on, they post, we're having a sale today, whatever, blah, blah, blah. This is the link. And then they get like 50 orders because they have 10,000 people following them. Like, that's my hopes to grow my business in this next year. That's my 2023 goal. And so I am pouring more into social media than I am, honestly, in my team and in my group, because I know that's where my personal growth, my personal business will grow. And then in turn, I'm hoping that will help my team grow. So anyways, that's kind of like what my thought is with social media right now, and how I'm trying to utilize that more, and really just connecting with people that are a lot like me. Because you don't want to go on Instagram and Facebook and just comment on posts just to comment on them. Like that's not, no, like you need to actually like talk to these people and get to know them and like their life. And that's where like I feel like everything starts growing in your network. And that's where I feel like Scentsy as a whole lacks because you have yet to find anyone in Scentsy that influences or like has a niche. Everyone in Scentsy just posts about Scentsy, which is great, but I would love for you guys to go ask them if their posts actually make them sales. And I guarantee you their answer is going to be no, because their followers are Scentsy consultants, because they're Scentsy famous. You know, they're the high SSDs. They're the ones that crank out trainings left and right. They're the SSDs that everyone wants to follow, which I freaking love. And I follow them and I love their content. But I want you to ask them, are they getting sales off of that? Because I guarantee you they're not, because they're not branching out past Scentsy. And that's the difference in where I'm trying to run with my business. And that's where I'm trying to kick the normal. I'm trying to think people think I'm crazy and like, you know, but you look at all these other, you know, companies and, you know, their people are Young Living and Saint right now are going crazy on Instagram. They're taking over Instagram because, and it's not even like just for Young Living and Saint, like the Saint artists are on there, like doing their makeup while they're talking about how their kid colored black marker on their wall. And that like got like 50,000 views and they got new customers from that. Like, I'm telling you, get creative, whether you go on and you do a reel of like a day, like I did a day in the life, like totally out of my norm, just did little clips of me doing makeup. I uploaded the entire video to InstaShot. And I just cropped like little like 5-second clips. And you can go on my Instagram, you can see it. I just posted a few days ago. And in it was my diffuser and then me spraying my counter clean. So all these things, as you grow, people want to know what you're doing. Like, what are you using? What makes your bed smell so good? You know, that diffuser, you keep running it. I want it. Like, that's what attracts me. So I know it attracts other people. And I think Scentsy needs to up the game. Everybody in general just needs to start really social networking and getting out of their comfort zones, because that's where all of these other people are growing. So anyways, that is my thoughts on a lot of it.
The other thing, I was literally just note taking like on Instagram about this stuff. When you go to Reels on Instagram, you in this little corner will see whether it's an arrow like pointing up or trying to find one, or a music note. So like this one has this arrow. That means it's a trending sound. That means that sound is trending, which means it's probably going to be shown better than if you pick like just a random song.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they've changed how accurate that is, because I've seen less of those trending. But from everything that I've read, everything that I've seen, if you're using like a trending sound, you're more likely to get put into the spiral of like Reels showing up on other people's. So I don't know how accurate that is anymore, but I just thought
it's not as accurate. They just put out something a few weeks ago where if you get ahead of it, so you find a trending reel that's under 10,000, then you're more likely. But if it has over 10,000 reels created by it already, so if you go to the trending audio and it says like, well, this one has a cuss word on it, so hold on, let me not do that one. So like you go, let's say for instance here, you go to the audio down here.
Oh yeah.
And right here it has the number. If it's under 10,000, then it's a good audio to do, because then you'll take off. Like that's what they say right now. But you can just take it and like I'll like go through them and I'll just click one and I'll find like, oh, okay, I'm gonna recreate this one. I'll click on, you know, use the audio, and then
I'm not creative. I copy people's ideas.
Yeah, I'm getting creative now, but for the first like while I'm like, but I'll just sit here and I'll just create a reel.
I will save their videos and like watch it a bunch of times, and then I'll be like, okay, and then I'll figure out a way to do it very similar to what they did, but in relation to what I'm posting.
Yeah, so I like
I'm
to
very focused on funny and mom funny, mom inspiration.
Yeah.
That kind
and
of
the
stuff.
more you watch the same things, they pop up. So like when I go to my reels at the bottom, this little dot right here, like this one, my husband on the way to cure my anxiety by telling me to just stop worrying about it. And that's like a husband. So if I'm like, oh, that's a really funny reel, I want to recreate it, I'll just click this.
How do you make it like that? I need to know.
Like what?
Like that he's in a boat. How do you do that?
That's a TikTok thing, I think. I don't know. I don't get all fancy like that. I have to go on TikTok and figure that out. There's some of them I just don't feel like dealing with. But like this one,
Here's one. This is a good one. And it says, when you and your husband have no New Year's resolutions, no new diets or big change is planned, but you do have a happy marriage, healthy napping kids, and confidence we can handle whatever this year brings.
Yeah.
So like that's very much like something I would probably post.
Yeah.
Minus Jeff because he refuses to be in a video. But I would
And if
probably
you
like take a video of dancing and like post something like that.
Yeah. And if you feel like, you know, like for me, I have so many saved. So I'll just like literally, I'll take a shower. Ryan knows I take my 45-minute showers. I'll take a 45-minute shower. And that's my time when I love to scroll because I literally love to scroll. And that might be my time where I'm not connecting, but I'm scrolling to find content. That's what I'm doing. I have my times right when I sit down for 12 o'clock to get into work, and I'll sit there for 10 minutes or maybe 5 minutes, not 10 minutes, like 5 minutes. And I'll comment on like 15 of my friends' posts. And then I'll go post my reel, go plug my phone in and get to work for part-time. There's 10 minutes of me doing this and that's it. And like, even when you go, like you find the reel you like, you can go to the little 3 dots right here, click it, and you can do save. Let me see if you can, I don't know if you want to see that. You do save. And what that does is it saves my idea. So then I go to my main profile and I click up here and I go to saved. There's a little save thing. And then these are all the reels that I saved and I want to recreate at some point in my life. So like I just did this one because it was on my thing. And I just literally took me like 5 seconds to do this. My stuff is still in my kitchen. So anyways, that's how reels work. It's really easy. InstaShot's easy. Instagram is obviously very easy to use, more than TikTok, in my opinion. But my whole thing to say is I feel like 2023 needs to be the year where we really start stepping out of our comfort zones and start using social media. Like I'm like, if a 16-year-old could be on here with 1 million freaking followers from doing like these crazy dances for no reason, and I think she sells Saint makeup actually. And she's killing it in her industry. I'm like, well, then I can do it too. Okay. I can do it too. And you don't have to. I'm not here to tell you have to do that. But I do think if you're struggling to get customers, I don't want my last resort to be I'm going to go bring catalogs to the laundromat down the street and, you know, wherever, BFE, and I don't know anyone there, but I'm going to go throw some catalogs in there and hope someone will buy from me. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I want to build a community of people that actually want to talk to me, want to watch me, like me, that I can talk to and sell to, not a random person at a Walmart or a laundromat. I don't want to have to go down the aisle, the candle aisle at Walmart. You shouldn't be buying that. Here's my card. Try this. No, I don't want to do that. So that's where I'm at with social media, at least. And then getting creative. Now, if you don't want to find a niche, I'm going to end here. If you don't want to find a niche or you're just getting started, then start with Scentsy. I'm not saying you don't have to start with Scentsy. I'm just saying that I have merged away this last year from posting Scentsy on my timeline because I've done my research with that and stuff. But if you're just starting out and want to get comfortable, I mean, shoot, go to Ray Ray's Instagram, go to Katie's, go to mine, like way back, you know, a couple months ago when we were posting Scentsy reels. You can get plenty of ideas. Go to Chelsea Otto. Who else does them? There's plenty of other SSDs and directors that do like Scentsy reels. Kylie, I think you do some Scentsy reels, Kylie, right?
I have some up there. I've kind of gone away from them.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who else. Now, that's not to say I'm not ever gonna do one. Like,
Yeah.
there's some good people out there. I'm trying to think of who I really watch a lot of. Somebody really good. She doesn't do Scentsy. She used to. Patricia Morrow. She's really great at reels. I tend to find people who I really like how they do it, and then I kind of take note of like, okay, what are they doing?
Oh, I'll ask them. I have reached out to so many, like that's how I started knowing some of like my mom girls on there. Like I will watch their reels and their reels get like 500,000 views. They have like 90,000 followers. And I'm like, well, I'm Joe Schmo, but I'm going to message you anyways. And I message them like, hey girl, like, how did you do this transition? And a lot of them are very nice and will respond. You know, 3 of the girls told me InstaShot. They were like, download InstaShot, the best thing you'll ever use. And then I downloaded it and it took me a week to figure it out, but I figured it out. And I was like, this is the best app ever for content.
What is it?
InstaShot.
Okay.
My favorite app ever for creating videos and stuff. So especially day in the life clips and everything. Anyway, so you do what you want to do. If you're like, I'd rather not do reels, I'd rather start out with like stories, then do that. That's how I started. And then I gradually got into reels. If you want to challenge yourself and you want to post reels, then give yourself a 30-day challenge and just start being creative on your reels and just start posting them. Like, who gives a crap what you look like? Just post it. People want to see real nowadays. If you have not figured out in 2022 what it was all about, everything in 2022 is like dealing with anxiety, ADHD, people coming out about postpartum depression, people coming out about being real and not having makeup and having a hard day and crying on, their videos and stuff. Like 2022 is like the year like people stopped hiding and they started coming out and being real. And that's where your connection starts, finding your niche and moving from there. So that's my 2 cents. I'm actually putting together, there's a group called Refresh, Refocus, Reset. I think there's like, I don't even know, 30,000 consultants on there. And I actually got asked on Instagram from a girl who reached out to me a week and a half ago saying, I love how you've been doing reels and your take towards network marketing with Instagram this way. I want you to come speak to our group about it because we've never had anyone touch base on it. And that right there, I was telling Ryan, I was like, yeah, nobody has ever touched base on it. So I am going to try to break the normal and we're going to see if it works. We'll see what 2023 brings. If I get this, my sleeve and I crank out and I blow up and get 40,000 followers like that one girl, she sells like $10,000 a month in Saint makeup just from her reels. And then she'll post in her stories, I need to hit a goal of 5,000 this month. I'm 2,000 short. And then she hits it that day. Like, that's my goal. That's my goal. I want to be able to post something like that and then take off. Like, there not be an issue when I need a sale. Like, that's my hope. So that's what I'm pouring into. And that's my take on social media, y'all. Sorry, but that just is.
That's wild.
We need to step our games up like these other people and these other companies and the people in these companies. Anyways, anyone have any questions? I know that was a lot, but I was going to say I am posting, or I got asked to speak in that group. So I'll share it on our page, but it's February 1st. And I'm actually working on putting together content on how to do a reel. Like, I'm going to take Ryan's phone and record myself on how I do it, how I crop it and edit it. I'm trying to figure out how to do that so I can show you guys. I'm going to get together some account creators who are like social media. What are they called? Kylie, what are they called? Social media people that help you create new content or like figure out, oh my God.
Like a manager?
No, they're like Instagram content.
Like a content creator?
Yeah, they're content creators, but they're like marketers. I don't know. Well, they pretty much just like share tips all day long. Every day they'll have a new reel of a tip of how do you do this, how to make this transition, and they'll videotape themselves and show you how to crop it, how to do this. And I'm going to get together a list of all of those people that I follow where I get a lot of my ideas from and how to do things. I'm going to get together all my apps. So I'm pretty much going to get together everything. And then February 1st in that group, I'm taking over that day. I'm going to have post scheduled, how-tos, who to follow, like ideas for Facebook and Instagram. And then I'm going to do a live video talking more in depth about it. And then giving everyone a 30-day, I'm going to give everyone a 30-day reel challenge, 30 days of reels. So 5 days a week, 30 days of reels. That's like my challenge February 1st to a lot of people. So maybe you spend the rest of this month like just playing around with it and just figuring it out. And a lot of the times too, I'll create those reels and I'll post it to my Facebook VIP page. And I also connect with people that way who don't follow me on Instagram. So that's really good ideas too, because you can save them and reshare them everywhere. But anyway, sorry, that was a lot. Anyone have any questions? I know I just talked y'all's ear off. Probably not. Hopefully that was a little bit of something that you guys wanted to hear about, but
Well, and even like, quite frankly, if we don't want to hear it, guys, it's important because it's 2023 and there's the attention span right now of people is 7 seconds.
Yep.
So if we don't grab them in 7 seconds, we don't have them. And people like quick, they like cute, they like to the point, they like music, dancing, like it has to be like this. And fun fact, I hate social media, but I'm all over it. That is not my first thought. My first thought is not to record my life. It's not to take pictures of what I'm doing. Sometimes if it involves Harper, I'm like, oh, I gotta record it because she blinked different. Like as a mom, we do that, but I don't think about it. It's a mindset that I'm having to get myself into. And I'm having to look past, like, are people judging me on this? Are people questioning me on, like, I have to get past it. And it's reality of people in
I used to
2020.
do that. I used to like use like my counter clean and I would do videos. Like I mean, it was easy for me. I would think about like, oh, I got to clean my kitchen. Like, we wipe off our counters 10,000 times a day. So I started taking like little short, like stories, little like 10-second stories of me spraying my counter and wiping real quick, or like showing a before and after of when I cleaned the door or the windowsill, or how before and afters of like my carpets, cleaning my carpets and my chairs, like using our products, because I use all purpose cleaner and all that stuff. But like, I remember when I first started, I used to care what people thought about me. So I would literally like make my stove would look like really, really dirty. So I would clean it up just a little bit so it didn't look that disgusting. And then I would clean it. And then it was like months later where I was like, why am I doing this? Like, people want to see it. And then when I really started showing what I was cleaning and how nasty it was, people are like, oh my God, I hate when my, my sink gets like that. I hate when my stove gets like that. And I'm like, oh, I'm not the only one. And people started buying because they want to relate to you. They want to relate to you.
I don't remember when I did it. Go, please. My cord is like tripping my dog up. She's just tripping out. I don't remember when I did it, but if you guys are interested, you can go look. I made a post probably a couple weeks ago of my stove. I mean, they're edited pictures, but not to how dirty and clean they are now. But I took a picture of my stove before and after I used counter clean on it. And I took a picture of the before and it was disgusting. I took a picture of the after. And I even had somebody comment on there, go, oh my gosh, it was 10:18 when you started. And that last picture was 10:21. Like, it's that good.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was kind of a salesy post, but guess what? It got so many people looking at like, oh my gosh, one, I didn't know you had counter clean. Two, it looked so nice after. Let me see if I can find it. And then I'll like screenshot it for you guys and put it in the group so you can kind of see like what I said. But a post like that got so much interaction.
Just try to think outside the group, the group, outside the box. Like, I posted on one of our leadership pages the other day. Yeah.
So that it literally says this is so embarrassing, but this is also what your kitchen look like when you have a toddler and you aren't able to always clean up right away. Let's gloat at this before and after. All I'm going to say is do not underestimate the power of Scentsy counter clean. And it was around the holidays. So like, this is what it looked like before. Okay. It was like 10:18. I don't know if you can tell how bad it was. Really gross. Then I took a picture with the counter clean and it being dirty. And that was the after.
Yeah. People want to see that.
And people want to see it. Okay. So they love it. They ate it up. It had
especially cleaning videos. I'm obsessed with watching cleaning videos.
34 likes and 15 comments just on Facebook.
Yep. So share those. We just got to reach, outside the box, and I don't know. Like I said, I posted on one of our pages like a week ago talking about how I was going on February 1st, doing that page about social media. And I mean, literally nobody even I think one person commented on it out of like 700 people, which is fine. But I realized right then and there how much it's not anyone's jam. People don't want to be like, I feel like the Scentsy community doesn't want to be on social media. And I'm like, how do you not want to be on social media when we are a network marketing company? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. And I clicked with me like 6 months ago where I was like, nobody on Scentsy is known on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and all that. Nobody, not one person. And if they are, it's in the Scentsy community. And it's not about being like Instagram or TikTok famous. That's not what it's about. It's about reaching a new community and a new audience, where there's so many videos and trainings out there on how to get new customers. And it's like, walk around the neighborhood to all your neighbors, go to the laundromat, in Walmart, like I said before, through drive-throughs, give a sample out. And that's just wasting money. And at the same time, like, you're not really connecting with those people unless you sit there in the Starbucks line, you get the phone number and you reach them and they actually talk to you. You're just giving away free samples. And I did that. I gave away probably like 70 free samples like 6 months ago. And that's when I called it. I was like, I'm done. I just spent so much money and I spent an entire month, like literally went up to people in Walmart and in Target, giving them samples, cashiers, Starbucks people. I didn't get one flipping sale and I made 75 samples. And that's when I really started doubting my business. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I hate this. Like, I can't get anyone to buy. I can't get new customers. And that's when I was like, you know what? I'm going to get outside the normal and I'm going to learn the heck out of Instagram. I'm going to take the notes. I'm going to try it and I'm going to give it 3 or 4 months and we're going to see. And I think 500 people or 595, I think it was, in 3 months. That's a lot of people. That's 600 potential new customers of mine that I may reach. Like, that's important. And so I keep thinking, like, nothing is instant gratification in network marketing. Everything takes time and consistency. Everything does. So that's what I have to say. Pick something that you want to do. Give yourself a time frame to do it, whether it's your stories, whether it's your VIP page, whether it's a reel, I don't care, but pick something and be consistent with it and give yourself a solid 3 months. Don't give up after 3 weeks. Don't say nobody bought from me, it's been a month. Give yourself 3 months. Give yourself 6 months. I'm giving myself an entire 2023. I told myself 3 months. I'm doing this for 3 months, 1 reel a day. For 3 months, I'm going to see what happens. And what happened is I got 600 potential new customers. I got 7 parties today from it, or the other day. And if I can keep doing that every 3 months, getting 600 people, that's a lot of people. But not even that, when I start my whole new niche, obviously my gastric sleeve, I'm giving myself 2023. I'm not going to say, oh, I'll do it for a month and see how it goes. No, I'm going to give myself the same thing I did. Instead of 3 months, I'm pushing myself for a year. I'm going to post every single day up until my 1 year mark of my vertical gastric sleeve, whatever. And we're going to see how many new customers happen. And I mean, then that will be the proof in the pudding right there, is if me dialing in on a niche and being very consistent for 3 to 6 months, 6 to 9 months, whatever you choose, if that's going to help me grow my business. So I challenge you guys to find something that you love. And like I said, I don't care what platform you're on. I don't care if it's stories, reels, a post, just a post, a picture of you, a picture of your kids, your dogs, your house, whatever. I'm challenging you to give yourself a time frame and execute it and pour into it and see what happens. So I'm gonna end it there. Bam. It's 9:30. Oof.
We did it. An hour and a half.